Animals solve the problem of survival through movement. If resources dry up or danger approaches, they walk, fly, or swim away. But a plant has no such luxury. It enters the world, pushes through the topsoil, and locks into place for the rest of its life. This stationary existence creates an immediate, staggering challenge. To survive, grow, and reproduce, a plant must extract every drop of water and trace mineral it will ever need from the single fixed square foot of earth where its seed happened to fall. The obstacles do not end at the soil line. Water is heavy. To reach the sun, the plant must pull that liquid weight straight up out of the dirt, defying gravity entirely without the benefit of a beating heart or a mechanical pump. A plant operates as a complex biological engine, a living skyscraper designed around a continuous upward pipeline of resources. The foundation of this pipeline begins entirely out of sight, in the dense, dark matrix of the soil. Here, the plant anchors itself and begins the relentless work of extraction. This diagram highlights the two main strategies for securing underground resources. Some plants drive a thick, central taproot straight down into deep aquifers, while others cast wide, fibrous root systems into vast horizontal networks to catch rainfall the moment it hits the surface. The heavy lifting of absorption happens at a much smaller scale. Lining the outer edges of these larger roots are millions of microscopic extensions known as root hairs. Looking closely at this microscopic view, we can see exactly how the process works. These fine structures weave between individual grains of dirt to maximize their surface area. They actively pull water molecules and dissolved minerals straight through their cell walls. This subterranean network forms the vital point of extraction. It is the engine of the entire operation, securing the raw materials that allow the rest of the organism to exist. Once those raw materials are secured below ground, the plant faces its next major obstacle, moving them up into the air. The stem solves this problem. Hidden beneath the bark or outer skin is a highly structured two-way transportation highway that runs the entire length of the organism. This cross-section maps out the first half of that highway, a network of microscopic tubes called the xylem. Using a combination of capillary action and the evaporation of water at the top of the plant, the xylem exerts a continuous upward pull, drawing liquid from the roots up to the highest branches. Operating right alongside the xylem is a second parallel network, the phloem, shown here transporting materials in multiple directions. While the xylem handles the water moving up, the phloem serves as a distribution system, routing manufactured nutrients and energy to wherever the plant needs them most, including back down to the roots. Together, these internal networks form the crucial structural infrastructure bridging the earth and the sky, enabling consistent resource distribution. That upward surge of water finally reaches its destination in the canopy. The leaf is specifically shaped to catch maximum sunlight. A stalk, called the petiole, holds a wide, flat blade to the sky, while a web of structural veins provides support and delivers the incoming water directly to the leaf tissue. On the underside of that wide blade are thousands of microscopic pores known as stomata. As they open, they draw in carbon dioxide directly from the surrounding air. This schematic illustrates the climax of the entire pipeline. In a process called photosynthesis, the leaf combines the water from the roots with the carbon dioxide from the stomata, using the energy of sunlight to bind them together. The result is pure chemical energy, with oxygen released as a byproduct. The sugars manufactured in this process do not stay in the leaf. They are pumped into the phloem network, flowing back down the stem to feed the branches, the trunk, and the roots. The leaf acts as a highly efficient solar-powered factory, validating the immense effort required to pull water from the deep earth. Under perfect conditions, this system of roots, stems, and leaves works smoothly. But when water becomes scarce or the climate turns hostile, the plant must alter its architecture to survive. Looking at this macro cross-section of a cactus stem, you can see how it has adapted for severe drought. The stem has swollen into a massive, sponge-like water reservoir. Meanwhile, the leaves have been reduced into defensive spines, eliminating the wide surfaces where moisture usually escapes. At high altitudes, the primary threat shifts from drought to freezing, turbulent winds. Alpine plants survive by shrinking their structural architecture, hugging tightly to the ground to stay out of the lethal crosswinds. On the coast, mangroves face the lethal challenge of salt water. To survive, they develop dense networks of specialized stilt roots that lift the main trunk above the tide and actively filter out heavy salt before it can enter the upward pipeline. These extreme examples reveal the inherent flexibility of plant morphology. It serves as an adaptable blueprint, modifying its structural parts to conquer almost any environment on the planet. This elegant, invisible system of extraction and distribution rarely draws attention to itself. Yet, by locking into the soil and reaching for the sun, these living structures quietly engineer the foundation of all ecosystems and human life on Earth.